Welcome to Pario Magazine, where I chat with individuals who have a desire to create. Today, I'm joined by a lady who lives by the motto, life is a party, and from this, she has created her own business. Welcome to Pario Magazine, Dekorate and Dance's Nat Dekker.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Not a problem. So we're here today to chat about the journey of creating your own business, Dekorate and Dance. Before we do that, are you able to give our audience a brief introduction into who Nat Dekker is outside of party planning?
So I am from a small town called Nowra. Throughout school, I was known as a pocket rocket, the life of the party sort of girl. I loved dancing, everything about it, entertaining, performing. It's part of my life, my family, everybody in my family is involved with dancing. So it's a massive, massive part of my journey. After school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I moved to Hamilton Island and worked there for nearly 3 years. And from working up there, I gained a bit more knowledge into the events industry by helping host conferences on the island, working in bars, restaurants, setting up, and then doing a few performances at the Kindy Ball on Hamilton Island, things like that. So that sort of gave me a introduction into the events world. Then when I moved back to Sydney, I still didn't know what I wanted to do, but I had a few things I wanted to do, but I started to be a swim teacher. And from swim teaching, that led me into nannying. I got a few jobs through kids I used to teach at school. And so I was a nanny for about, it's been 9 years now. And I started to nanny. And after doing that full time, I realized my love for entertaining and dancing led me into wanting to be a DJ. And so I started learning how to DJ, and then I entered a competition in about 2016 called Your Shot. And so I went into this competition not thinking I would win, just going in to have fun. And I ended up taking out the whole competition, which I was so thrilled and excited, and I couldn't believe that happened to me. And so after that, I got to play in Singapore at Zookout Festival. I got to play in all over Sydney. I've played in Fiji at Your Paradise. I got to play in Perth and in Cairns, and it was like the most craziest fun time of my life after that DJing competition. So yeah, that's a bit of a history about me and where it all started and what it's led up to, which is now owning my own business.
So you mentioned sort of working on Hamilton Island in the hospitality sector. Were you heavily involved in sort of running the events, or was it more as that
I
bar,
wasn't
that sort
heavily
of area?
involved. Yeah, I wasn't heavily involved in running. I was 18. I just came out of school. I was trying to learn everything. It was basically just, jobs would come up on the island. Can you work? Can you host? Can you waitress? Can you? So it was more just like helping the main events people with table settings and drinks and all that. So that's where I really learnt how to how to love events, and that I really loved doing it.
Yeah, so it was a great sort of crash course into all the little bits and pieces that go into running
Yeah, and
major
it's
events.
yeah, and it's very high energy and go go go, and this needs to be done now. Let's go. The guests are about to arrive, so you really learn how to work under pressure.
And I imagine you sort of got to do a lot of different events too, from big corporate events to weddings and everything.
Yeah. A lot of events from a lot of movie stars and Australian actors, and yeah. So it was really really fun.
And then, so what sort of just made you decide, hey, I want to start a business, and what does Decorate and Dance now provide?
So, obviously the pandemic has not been good for a lot of businesses, but I think it's also helped a lot of people figure out what they want to do. So, obviously, when lockdown hit, my DJ gigs started to fizzle out. I was still nannying on the side, thank God, but I I was, I didn't know what I wanted to do. The few months before that, I sort of finished a wedding planning course. I did 2 weddings and I loved it. It was, yep, this is what I want to do. But then obviously the wedding industry, everything was just at a full halt. And I was in a bit of a rut and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I lost my confidence, especially in the DJ world. And then someone recommended me a career coach. And with that, she really helped me bring out everything that I had, all these crazy ideas I had in me. She brought it out in me. So that's definitely massive stepping stone into starting the business. So Dekkorate Dance provides you with the 3Ds. So design, which is event planning, wedding planning. Decorate, which is, flowers, balloons, theming, props. And then the dance part is obviously the DJ service that we provide. So it's an all-in-one company. It's planning from start to finish. The party doesn't stop when the balloons go up. So yeah, we want everyone to have fun, from beginning to end.
And you mentioned working with a career coach. What was that process like, and how important and highly recommended do you give that for other people?
You don't realize how many things you are good at, or how creative you are. There was one thing that she asked me to do, which was to write a brag list. And that's not a normal thing to do, write a list of things that you're good at. And I did write this list out, and I was, so shocked and surprised at how many things I could actually do. Little things, big things, sport things, this and that. It made me realize, wow, I am a creative person, and I do have a lot of, things that I can do. And one of the things that she asked me to talk about was winning your shot in the DJ competition, and everything from the start of the competition to the end of the competition. And I didn't realize that I actually planned my own competition in a way, party planned my own competition. It was the beginning where I organized everyone to dress the same. I organized stickers. I had a big sign made that said Decadence on it. And then on the day, I got all my group to do a little dance routine thing at the end for my last song. And they all knew that they had to do that at that time, so they were all prepared. And then just at the end of the competition, it wasn't just me that won. It felt like my whole family and friends had won as well. So it was like this massive celebration, and it wasn't just for me, it was for my friends, and making them, just appreciate me as a person and everything. All the party planning I've done before, and this was just a big celebration. And so out of that story, she really got my core values out of me, which was, planning, having I called it my boss mode, my jacket's on, my hair's done, I'm ready to go. Getting everyone involved as well. And then just the little things like the stickers and the style and this and the color. And so I really realized after that I did plan my own competition. And I cried after that conversation with her, because I really didn't think of my competition that way. And it just goes to show that there are things in your life that you do and that you go, hang on a minute, like this is actually what I'm really good at. I definitely recommend having a career coach. Her name's Silent Partner Projects, and she really helped me. And I really recommend a career coach for anyone that's stuck.
So it sort of sounds like throughout your life, there's been little bits and pieces that you've picked up along the way to create this building block of what eventually was the business. And in particular, your shot, it sounds like that was the key moment where you realized to run an event, it's not just the big overall picture of, okay, what is the event we're doing? It's all those little parts that elevate these events to the next level.
That's right. It's not just putting some lippy on and just going. It's there's a lot of things behind that can make your brand look good, and bring energy and fun. And yeah, so that's what, I guess that's what it was about. And everything's led up to that. I'm a dancer. I wanted to be a dancer, and DJing was another outlet for me to dance, So, then after that, I realized that I loved events and everything that came about it. So every little thing that I've done in my journey has led me up to starting my own business. So yeah, you're right.
Have there been any events that have just been absolute disasters that you couldn't manage to control certain elements?
There hasn't been too many. I guess, somewhere the weather suddenly changes, and then you're having to hold up balloons in the wind while everything's just going crazy, and you sort of have to plan, like, okay, we need a roof over this, we need to put these there, we need to now swap this here, swap that there. You really have to think quick in those certain situations, and I think I am quite good at that. So yeah, I think it's mainly weather that has disrupted parties in the past.
Mm-hmm. And looking back over the time since starting to organize events, is there any that stand out as highlights so far?
Uh, I did do a wedding down at the South Coast, and it was one of my second weddings. And I basically coordinated the whole thing from start to finish. I went to the flower markets in the morning, 5 a.m., drove down there, started doing the flowers. I had already prepared the table settings, the event, the run sheet for the day. After I set up the venue with the other crew that was there, I then liaised with all the guests to where they had to go, ran back on the golf buggy straight to the reception, and then had to make sure everyone was sitting in their, right seats. And I then had to MC, as I would say. And then after I'd MC'd and I would go back and forth with the bride, it was time to DJ. So I actually got up on the decks at, 9 p.m. and basically DJ till midnight. So that was I did it all, and I felt so good after it. Pocket rocket in mode. So yeah, really, that was probably one of my favorites, doing that wedding. I really nailed it.
Do you think that's sort of something that people overlook when they get a party planner or an event organizer? They think it's all pre-planning, but then once the event's happening, they've got a nice easy role. Whereas for you, it sounds like it's even right through the event, something's happening. So it's a mentally and physically exhausting time.
It is. I mean, things go wrong. People are late, brides are late. So you really have to think quick and keep everyone calm and remain, neutral, and everything is going to be okay. So it did get quite physically exhausting, I guess, because I was up to 5 a.m. being a florist and being a coordinator and then being a DJ. So yeah, usually people just do one of those jobs, but I just have so much energy and I love doing it. So therefore it feels good for me,
Yep. Yeah, the show must go on, basically.
That's right.
And now that Dekkorate Dance is up and running and the world's slowly coming back to normal, are there any dream events that you'd like to host?
Yes, I would love to do a festival one day with a big crew, setting up installations of flowers or balloons or, props and colors and lights and artwork as well. So yeah, that would be a really, really, really fun experience, I think.
Okay. So then finally, where is the best place for people to support you and track this creative journey moving forward?
So everyone can follow me on Instagram, which is Dekkorate Dance. I've also got a website, which will be linked in this video. I also have my Facebook, which is Dekkorate Dance. And then anyone can follow me on Instagram under the name Decadence, my DJ name. So yeah.
Yep, we'll make sure all those links are in the video description and the article as well. So thank you for taking the time to chat with me, and good luck with everything. And now the world's opening back up, big festivals, big events coming up.
Yes, I'm very excited. Thank you so much for having me.